Love is a way building to a crescendo. Ride if you will, ride it with me.
Good morning. We've got several of these left in the Columbus brew box. There's the Yemeni Premium, which is, I remember Yemeni Premium. It's a really delicious coffee. We're going to do that one at some point. Milk chocolate, mixed berry, tangerine, and hazelnut. That's the Winans coffee roasters. This one, though, I think I like this. It is an almond butter, walnut bread, and craisins from Brazil. Marcelo Assis. Wow, amazing. I'm pretty sure the cacao farm was that high up, if not a little bit higher. The elevation. The elevation of that cacao, it was just so amazing. Every bit of that damn cacao farm was absolutely fantastic. If you ever get a chance to go to Colombia with a guide or the group, go to a cacao farm. And if you like coffee, go to a coffee farm. The coffee farm experience was bar none. Even gave us lunch. Got some free tastings of coffee, and then they gave us lunch. And then you had to buy coffee, but who's not going to buy coffee? Well, besides me, who bought tea instead, like an idiot. It's all right. But go if you have a chance to experience Colombia. Medellin is a wonderful central point. I've heard good things about Bogota. I've heard a lot of good things about Cartagena. It's a coastal town, so there's fishing and swimming and nightlife. If you're, for whatever reason, and I'm not going to invalidate your worry because, you know, I'm full of worry as well. But if you're worried about the Venezuelan migrants, which, to be honest, Venezuelan migrants, those folks, they're just trying to get to a better place. The majority of them are just trying to get to a better place with their families. So, you know, there's not anything to be worried about. While we were down there this time, we saw fewer migrants. When we were down there last year, in February, we saw quite a few migrants heading from Medellin along the highway northwest to... Ooh, that almost smells kind of peanut buttery. That's nice. You know, they're escaping. They're getting out of there because the Venezuelan government is just is a problem. I mean, yeah, I was about to draw parallels, but you can't draw parallels. Here we just have a buffoon that's an asshole who will destroy a global economy just so he and his buddies can get rich. In Venezuela, they're fighting for their lives to get out of there so that they're not conscripted into an army. There's the cartels. There's just a lot of different things going on in Venezuela that people are fighting for their lives to get out of. You know, so yes, we have our problems here. But I mean, I'm not here to talk about that too much. I mean, it's sad to watch. However, I will say the migrants that we saw that were moving through Medellin in Colombia, heading that direction, were incredibly happy, smiles on their faces, maybe feeling like they had escaped. They found better so far. So, you know, I mean, no one's trying to kill them or conscript them. So, I mean, you know, so, and Colombia has its problems as well. There's a lot of corruption when it comes to roadworks, and that's what Laura, our tour guide, told us, that if they start a project on a road, sometimes it may not finish because they've run out of money because the money's been taken for use by somebody else for something else. So she said there's quite a bit of corruption down there with regards to, well, I must turn that on without the cup. With regards to like that kind of stuff, you know, and it's not just roadworks, it's a lot of different things, but she was giving the example of roadworks. So while we were driving through roadworks. So, and they were doing some major construction coming out of Medellin Also, there's supposed to be 2 large tunnels, and I think they're working on the second one. There's supposed to be 2 lanes going one direction and 2 lanes going the other direction. And right now they just have 1 tunnel that's opened, and it's both ways traffic. Which, to be honest, didn't really seem to be a problem. There were some times when we had like a 5 or 6 second stoppage because the roadworks was moving something across the road, but other than that, it seemed pretty consistent for us. She did make mention that often enough there will be stoppages and whatnot. So, as a matter of fact, while we were down there, whoops. While we were down there, I think it was like 2 days before we left, the cab drivers were striking or causing traffic disruptions because of the high fuel prices and the other taxi services that are not registered as yellow cab kind of things. Because they had yellow cab taxi services, then they had private taxi services that people use their own vehicles, and then even Uber. We Ubered to and from the airport because we needed a bigger vehicle. All of the vehicles that were taxis down there that were affordable were small taxis. So they didn't have enough room for the luggage that we needed to haul, plus the 4 of us and the driver. And quite honestly, those small taxis were not comfortable in the back end. So, and it was a very long, about 45-minute drive from the city to the airport. So yeah, there were a lot of factors that were a part of that whole deal. I want to revisit one of these, and I think, where is she? Sappho. I want to revisit this one when we're done with this. I'm going to make an espresso, and I want to use Sappho's and Her Beans coffee here because I liked the flavor. I want to see if I can get more cherries out of it through the espresso machine. So we're going to do that as well. We'll make it a little bit longer one for the last one of the week because I can. And I'm going to do that by, I'm going to put this in here, and we're going to, I need a bigger one, don't I? About you. I'll use you. You're bigger. And I'm going to heat up the portafilter, and I'm going to heat up the brew chamber. So we're going to give this stuff, I guess I need to shut it, don't I? Yeah, I thought that might work. It's not going to work, so we'll just do it this way. We'll shut everything up. There we go. I may need to add a little bit more water. That might be enough water to get 400 grams out, but I'll definitely have to add more water to do. Actually, I don't know why I put that away. I'm going to need it right now, aren't I? Too many things at once. Come on. There you go. Give her a start. Let's see how much water we got left in here. Should be plenty of water. And like I said, I'll refill it. And we'll go from there. This, however, is the Marcelo Assis. It's got notes of almond butter, walnut bread, and craisins. It is from Brazil, which might be another place that might be a lot of fun to go see. I would love to visit Brazil. They also have cacao farms. I think they have a lot of cacao farms down there in Brazil. The biggest problem, though, is that and where did I see this? It was some Food Network show where I think they were talking about how the fair trade stuff works and how it's just not enforceable to a certain point with some of the farms because they want everyone to be treated fairly. They want all the workers to be treated with dignity and respect. And it's all part of the whole ethically sourced thing, fair trade thing. It's really hard to, and they don't want children in there doing the work. Really don't want any child labor to do any of the work like that. We're gonna do it this way. I mean, it'd be nice to get it on the first try, but it should be enough beans in there to get us a very good... Hey, look, everybody. Somehow, some way, I'm pouring well from a Pyrex measuring cup. I don't know how that happened. It must be magic or something. But yeah, I mean, if you get to go, and you don't know Spanish or Colombian, because Colombia's got their own words and their own dialect, and I mean, it's predominantly Spanish, but you know, they've got slang down there, just like every other country that has a language. They've got their own slang down there. So, and it's really cool, actually, to hear everybody talk. But it can also be, I mean, I'm weird, but it can be a little claustrophobic sometimes when you're in a place that's you can't understand anything anyone's saying. And it's not, I don't feel that that's a racist thing. I just feel like that's just, I don't know what's going on, and that's just a natural reaction, is to be a little bit out of sorts, a little bit, you know, sealed in, you know, helpless, you know. So it's a wonderful color on this. I think it's a medium. It seems like it's a medium roast. It's definitely not, it definitely doesn't smell, the smell is not as strong as a dark roast. It's very fruity. Okay. Walnut bread, craisins. Craisins can be pretty overwhelming. Almond butter is a thing. Walnut bread is an interesting middle point. That's definitely something very interesting to grab from it. I'm going to go turn the water back on while this kind of settles for a second. So, I almost want to take it down and redo it. I'm kind of upset with the way the camera recorded in the colors and the way I tried to correct it as much as I could. And through this viewfinder, it was a completely different looking video than what I was editing. It didn't look great. It looked washed out. I tried to up the color a little bit. It did not help. I may have to just redo it somehow. The Beverly Crusher from X06, I've put that up on the YouTubes for everyone to see. The figure is gorgeous. Gates McFadden. It looks. I mean, it's just like the Tuvok one. It's just like the Chakotay one. It's like the Harry Kim one. You know, it's just like Kirk and Spock and McCoy. It just looks exactly like Gates McFadden. And it's fantastic. The hair is not rooted. It's plastic, but it's got curls in it. It's got texture. It's got body. It's a beautiful head sculpt and the hair sculpt. Okay, coffee. Oh wow, that's really delicious. I get the tangy craisins a little bit. That's more the light side of the medium roast. Almond butter note. When these coffees cool, when I'm downstairs editing, I'll take the coffee downstairs and I'll drink it when I get the big cup like this. And as it cools down, more flavors like arrive. It's actually pretty crazy. And I know people don't like cold coffee, but even if it gets to the point of being tepid, there are more flavors just show up, and it tastes really nice. A lot of these coffees. That black Kawaha that was oily, it did not mellow or taste better. I did put the almond milk in it, And as much as that helped the flavor, I don't think it helped the digestibility for me. Again, that's a me thing. That's not, I don't think it strikes anything negative on the coffee. I'm just not really good with dark coffee, I think. I'm gonna put you aside to mellow out. I'm gonna put this down, if it allows me to do so. It's weird. This device, this DF64, is a wonderful grinder. But some of the decisions that they made are incredibly strange. Starting with this movable pointer. I would assume you would always want it, you know, at 6 o'clock here. That would be my assumption. I don't know why it would need to be moved like over here, you know, or over on this side, or even up here. I mean, you can't go any tighter than that. That's super fine. You really don't want that anyway. 15 to 17 is usually has been a good number for me, but I do not understand why this is movable. You don't even need to remove it to take this thing off because it all screws off and comes off from the bottom here. This is not necessary to move. This doesn't really move. So I don't understand why that needs to be mobile or adjustable. So it's just really strange to me. I feel like you would want it at 6 o'clock at all times because that's where you're gonna, I mean, maybe you fine tune things. Maybe you want your grinders spinning and hitting together because you like the taste of carbon in your coffee. I don't know. It's just really strange. But that's all right. The cleaning is not the easiest thing, but again, it's just two pieces. It's one and then the bottom, and then everything kind of brushes out, and you can brush it down into the can, or you can put it over the sink and brush everything out onto the sink. So cleaning's not terrible. It's just weird. And then the retention is not terrible, but it does get stuck up in the chute, and this part of the chute up here in the device more often than not. And I think it's just most of it's just getting stuck on that little needle that's in there as well. So, you know, and then everything kind of floats around in there. So, but it has been a wonderful, wonderful grinder, given the very, very, very small amount of faults that I may have outlined there. All right, Sappho and Her Beans, getting the espresso treatment. Matt said, you need to go work out today. And I'm like, ugh. So we're gonna do a workout, but we're gonna do it caffeinated. So we're gonna do about 16. One bean only, please. There we go. All right. 16 grams. Pretty excited about this. And there's enough in here, I think, to do 2 more 16-gram Delio. So that's pretty fantastic. I was really hoping to find another. I think I mentioned this when we went to the pottery place. I was really kind of hoping to find another coffee delivery device here, and they didn't have anything. They had gravy boats. I really wasn't interested in a gravy boat. So all right. Honestly, I just miss doing espresso, so I'm kind of excited to do an espresso because I want to get back into this habit a little bit. That should be preheated and ready to go. That is ready to go. Take my towel. Hot, 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 hot. Actually, why don't we purge the chamber here first. Yeah. The drip tray is nice, so a lot of that got caught in the drip tray. There we go. Oh, cleaned it out a little bit too. I'm all about that. Very, very hot. Very hot. Fluff, 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 fluff. I thought this would be cool. Actually, it's kind of a pain in the ass. It'd be better if it kind of sat down like that. But I guess you would be able to poke yourself in the hand if you're not careful. Other people might do that as well. So I guess not. I said that out loud, and then I remembered. Get you in here and lock you down. Let me get a cup. I'll use one of these today. No handle. No brakes! And then we will get some water. Get it in there. We are primed conditions here for fun. Sappho and Her Beans. We will work on a method to get some coverage down there so we can watch everything happen. But as of right now, prime the pump. Nope, meant to turn you on. Turn that on, please. There we go. Fuse just a little bit. All right, and then we go. That's really, oh my gosh, that's going through so easy. Okay, about 35 grams of coffee out of that. I don't think that that's where I want to be with it. It needs to be packed a little tighter. Maybe I'll go for 17 grams rather than 16. Ooh, it's so bright. Actually, that doesn't taste bad at all. The cherry comes through brilliantly. There's a lot of cherry in that, actually. Chocolate and cherries. Holy cow. Yeah, it's so much brighter. No, I like that. It seemed to go through really quickly, and it did, but I have to say, it doesn't taste bad at all. That's not a bad tasting coffee right there. I don't think it qualifies as espresso, but yeah, okay. We'll play with that again next week. Next week we'll do a little bit more with that. I'll put a little bit more in. I'll grind it a little finer, and we'll pack a little tighter. And then hopefully we can find some more Sappho and Her Beans around town somewhere. Even as a failure, that tastes really good. The cherries are just, the cherries are like wild. Wild cherries. That's hilarious. All right. Thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. Again, get some Sappho's and Her Beans coffee. It's really delicious. And then the Marcelo Assis from Brazil. Almond butter, walnut bread, and craisins. Mellow it out just a little bit more. It's great tasting coffee. It's really good. I don't know if I feel any almond butter or walnut bread. Walnut bread's an interesting one. I like walnut bread. I know what it tastes like, but definitely craisins though. There's definitely a nice subtle tartness in there. So to coffee. Thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for watching this week. I really appreciate it. We will talk to you next week. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you later. Bye.